This session is about governance. We have listened throughout these 2 days about many regional agreements, many of the challenges we have on managing Sargazo, and it's mostly Sargazo on the beach, Sargazo beach. I'm here to talk to you about Sargazo at sea, which is a completely different aspect of this problem. So what have we learned so far? We have individual countries and persons and collective experiences, mostly on beach Sargazo, and it's full of unclear, mixed, and sometimes contradictory regulations. In most countries, it's federal, it's local, it's regional, and it's a complete problem because there is no clear regulations on what to do and how to do it with the Sargazo on the beach. We had a meeting recently in Santo Domingo where we learned that Sargazo can be an opportunity. This was a new set of ideas and directions on how to do with Sargazo. And most recently, we had in Cancun another meeting, and there we started talking about a change in paradigm. We have a lot of Sargazo at sea. Obviously, that's the Sargazo that comes to our shores. And that is something completely different. So where do we want to go from there? Regarding Sargazo at the beach, we need a set of coherent regulations. We are very far from having that at the individual country level, let alone at the regional level, on collection, transport, final deposition, and industrial transformation. But with Sargazo at sea, it's different. What we need there is harvesting rules, how to regulate commercial ventures. It's a set of problems which is a lot less than the ones we have on the land. These are some questions to start discussions. Who is proprietary of Sargazo? At the beach is one thing, at sea is another. There are all sorts of legal questions regarding ownership and regulations on permits and effort. I'm talking about Sargazo at sea, Sargazo in the natural medium where grows, moves, and dies. Where? Well, we need research to find out exactly where to harvest Sargazo and to do 2 things. First, to get an industrial-based material, and second, to mitigate the effects on the beaches for tourism and fishing and other industries. So we can do both, but we need research to find out exactly where to harvest Sargazo. How are we going to do this? Well, we need research on harvest technology. We have heard about some of the efforts already in this meeting, but more research is needed on this. And how much Sargazo can we harvest? There is also a need for research on this. We have heard about biomass, biodiversity traveling with Sargazo, but also we have heard about the opportunities to transform it into something else besides letting it go to the beach. So that how much is a combination of regulation and research. Everything should be based on research. We have heard that too. Some examples from Mexico, my country. For the Sargazo at the beach, we've seen these pictures many times, but behind that, there is a lot of regulations already in place. Federal regulations in Mexico on the beach, land interface, the Navy, the environment, the tourism ministries or secretaries are involved in this. But also, state and federal regulations exist on transportation and transformation. And municipal or local regulations also are in place on transportation, trash management, landfills and such. And also, there is a costly private hotel-based effort to remove Sargazo from the beach. We heard that it's in Mexico, only in Quintana Roo state, about $130 million annual investment of the hotel industry on cleaning the beach, which is never going to stop if we don't do something different. Regarding sargassum at sea, in Mexico and in many countries, fisheries laws, which are applicable here on natural resource management in the marine area, are federal. No state or local involvement in fisheries in Mexico legally. So this is a matter of just one single ministry in Mexico, which is a federal one. And we already have experience on harvesting kelp in the Pacific, which is another kind of algae in the current of the Pacific. We have regulation there, we have permits, and we have an industry that transforms that into cosmetics and other things. It's only fisheries research and fisheries management authorities, only 2 institutions in the whole country. And we have a large set of regulations already available. They are based on research and involve permits, quotas, and all sorts of regulations from the fisheries perspective. So if we approach the harvesting of sargassum using the legal framework that we have in place in Mexico, it's only 2 institutions, and there is a clear path for the industry or the investors to go there and harvest the sargassum. There are permits, there are all sorts of regulations. I submit that most countries in the greater Caribbean have a similar set of regulations at sea, and most of the international agreements do not take this into account. But there are regular agreements, international agreements on fisheries resources that may be applicable, like highly migratory species treatment treaty and other similar regulations based on the law of the sea. So I submit that we consider harvesting sargassum at sea, and we use the regulations that all the countries have in place in the region. So we want to change from this to this, taking care of biodiversity, sustainability, and all of this. We should do that. We have a great opportunity to do that. There is a lot of biomass out there. Mexico has started, we talk about action, Mexico has started this by moving a research vessel, a large research vessel for the marine area. Is the largest platform that we have in Mexico and in Latin America, one of the largest in the world, that is going to start a research project in the whole Caribbean. As you can see here, these are the EEZs of our region. There are no empty spaces in there, in the Caribbean basin. Every little piece of marine area can be claimed by some country. And so the country's regulations on marine resources apply for each and every one of our countries. This is the largest area of sargassum recorded in 2018. And as you can see, it starts from almost Africa, crosses the area throughout the national jurisdictional areas, marine areas of Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, and then gets into the Caribbean. So based on this information, Mexico has planned a 5-stage campaign to study the sargassum at sea, exactly where it lives. We know, as we have heard a lot already about sargassum on the beach, but that's not where it lives, it's where it ends, and it's bad. But it lives in there, so we must go out and study it in there. This 5-stage international, multilateral, multidisciplinary research project is open to us and to all. We invite everyone in all the countries in the region to share with Mexico on this. There will be space in our research vessel for all the academia and for all the people from the navies and from all the ministries of the countries that would like to share with us on this research project. This is needed to study the sargassum at sea and find out what we don't know about these plants, but also to ground truth satellite information, to collect all sorts of oceanographic and biological variables, to do fisheries research if the countries wish to do so, and to share all the information for everyone. We have already started. Just a few days ago, we concluded the first cruise. This is a pilot cruise of 15 days carried out in Mexican waters with the vessel, and we have already collected valuable information that we are analyzing. We hope next year to change and go from the Mexican EEZ to the EEZs of all the countries in the Caribbean. We are going to do studies of this unique ecosystem to find out where it starts, how it goes to where it goes, which animals and plants are also carried with it. We need a regional and holistic approach. Otherwise, we will be condemned forever to look at the Sargasso on the beach. We need to go out to the sea and collect it in there. We are going to do in situ sampling, on-field studies, and as I said, oceanographic data and calibration. We have many challenges. One of them is to agree, all the countries, on such a research, but Mexico has the platform already in the Caribbean. It's, as we speak, in Cozumel, in the island of the Caribbean Mexican, and is ready to start this research. Thank you very much.
El Instituto Mexicano de Investigación en Pesca y Acuacultura Sustentables, IMIPAS, ha desarrollado un enfoque integral para estudiar y abordar uno de los problemas ambientales más graves que afecta al Caribe mexicano, la llegada masiva de sargazo. Este fenómeno, que se ha intensificado desde 2015, genera grandes impactos no solo en los ecosistemas marinos, sino también en las economías locales, principalmente en la industria turística. Para enfrentar esta situación, el Instituto propone el proyecto de investigación Origen y Distribución del Sargazo en el Mar Caribe. Este proyecto se llevará a cabo a bordo del buque Dr. Jorge Carranza Fraser y contará con la participación de todos los países del Caribe y América Central afectados por las agregaciones masivas de sargazo. El objetivo es generar el conocimiento científico y técnico necesario para el aprovechamiento sustentable de este recurso natural en alta mar, antes de que afecte la zona costera. El proyecto del Instituto, mediante estudios oceanográficos y muestreos especializados, busca comprender a fondo la dinámica de las macroalgas pelágicas del género Sargassum, que incluyen especies como Sargassum natans y Sargassum fluitans. A través de expediciones científicas como el crucero oceanográfico FIN 2409, el IMIPAS recolecta datos sobre las características físicas y químicas del ambiente marino asociado al sargazo y su interacción con el entorno marino. Se emplean tecnologías avanzadas, como sistemas de monitoreo continuo de agua de mar, medición de corrientes marinas y análisis del sargazo y las especies asociadas. Durante el proyecto se probarán métodos innovadores, como el sonar omnidireccional SX90, fundamental para detectar agregaciones de sargazo pelágico y estimar su biomasa. Esta información permitirá desarrollar estrategias efectivas para mitigar su impacto, tanto a nivel local como regional. El objetivo principal del instituto es no solo entender la dinámica del sargazo en la zona económica exclusiva de México, sino también generar propuestas para la recolección, manejo y aprovechamiento de esta macroalga de manera sostenible. Estos estudios son cruciales para determinar su distribución, biomasa y los efectos que su acumulación provoca en los ecosistemas costeros y marinos. De esta forma, se busca no solo mitigar sus efectos adversos, sino también convertir esta problemática en una oportunidad para la investigación, el desarrollo tecnológico y el bienestar de las comunidades afectadas. El proyecto del IMIPAS es clave para preservar la salud de los ecosistemas marinos del Caribe mexicano y para enfrentar los desafíos que plantea el cambio climático y los fenómenos ambientales globales.